Everybody. I hope y'all are doing well. I figured I would come on and just do probably one of the final recordings just to review the assignments for Module G and then talk a little bit about the final exam. So one more time, let's just go to the calendar and maybe we'll go to the calendar. Maybe not. But okay. Okay, now let's go to the calendar. Of course, it froze. You all know. You're used to it by now. So anyway, I'm recording this today. I think it's the 23rd. So you should have submitted Module E yesterday. I have a kid who or brief case study and also the Flipgrid post. Okay, so then this Friday we have Module F. And I did a recording, remember, for that. I posted it over the weekend. And then all we have left, we have Module G is due next Tuesday, June 29th. And then Thursday, July 1st, it's our last day, sad face. And then the final exam is due by that day. I know for some of you, this is probably the last time that we will work together. So you're probably saying, woohoo, we are done with her. For the rest of you, you will see me again. Don't worry. Maybe my technology will be better by then. We'll see. But anyway, so let's talk about Module G. Okay, so remember Module F, just a little quick review. Due Friday, this Friday. I have a kid who, and then also we're going to choose one web quest. Okay, if you are confused about either of those assignments, go back to the content tab right here and watch this recording assignments for modules E and F. All right, so I'm going to talk about Module G, and then I'll come back and talk about the final. So Module G, again, is due Tuesday, June 29th. So you have plenty of time. I'm not rushing you. I just know some people are about ready for Module G. So chapters 13 and 14. And remember the assignments. You know this one by now. I have a kid who or brief case study. I really like how some of you have been able to tie in some of these case studies to, students, your current or your past students. And so I think, that is why I had you do these assignments to really start to think about, okay, well, I had a student like that this past semester. How did I handle that student? What could I have done differently? Oh, I might have a student like that in the future. How can I handle that student? What can I do to make sure a student, with, I think we had, Lorinda, let's say, for example, she was one of our preschool students, I think, with a developmental delay, and I might totally be confusing some of the case studies and blending them together. But, what would you do if you're in a preschool setting like that? So I want you to use those I have a kid who or brief case studies and try to make them as meaningful to you, depending on what your current classroom situation is. You might not be in a classroom yet, you hope your future classroom might be. So that's why I had you do those assignments. Okay, so you know how to do that. I have a kid who or brief case study. Remember, just choose one and submit it as you have been doing. And then the last one, or the final assignment, whatever you want to call it, you're going to answer the assessment questions from one IRIS module. And let me show you. So if you click on this, you will see, first of all, you will see this video. This video right here that I'm pointing to, I did not record. It's actually from the IRIS Center. So if you've never worked through an IRIS module, if you're new to IRIS modules, if you're new to our program here, go ahead and it's only 5 minutes. Go ahead and take a few minutes and watch this video. I know that at least Dr. Murphy, Dr. Nixon, and I all use IRIS modules. I actually, in May, I compiled the list of all the ones that all of us use so that we don't duplicate. And they're so great. So all of us use them. Again, so we're not the ones teaching you about it, but because the IRIS modules and the IRIS Center, they just do such a good job. So watch this for a few minutes. It'll teach you just kind of how to work through an IRIS module. And if you've been, with me or Dr. Murphy or Dr. Nixon, you probably are pretty familiar with IRIS modules and you might not need to watch this. But again, if you are new, just go ahead and, click on that and watch this little video. And then what you're going to do, you will choose one. There are 2 IRIS modules here, and you will choose one. The first one is family engagement, collaborating with families of students with disabilities. If that's something, that is of interest to you, go ahead and choose this one. Or I know some of you are working with families already. I think one of you, your position is something with transition. Well, that really involves the families, right? Transitioning from, high school to whatever comes next in that post-secondary world for those kiddos. So that might be of interest to you. It might not be. I think some of you, so the second one is RTI Part 1, an overview. Remember, RTI stands for Response to Intervention. We talked about it, I think, back in chapter 2. It was that pyramid, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Also in, what was it, module D, if you chose the what's wrong with this scenario video, which is hilariously terrible, by the way, as many of you, or as all of you who chose that video pointed out. But I think in the video they said, oh yes, we did response to intervention. We tried response to intervention once or something like that. No, that's not what a response to intervention is. So I think there's some of you who are out there working as, behavioral interventionist or one-to-one assistant, something like that. So you might want to be, you might be interested in this one. So what you'll do, whichever one you choose, I think each module, this will probably be your longest assignment of the whole semester. Each one should take about an hour to work through. And what you'll do, you'll choose the one that you want. And then all that you will submit to me will be the questions that are right here, okay? It says assessment questions. So if you choose the family engagement, collaborating with families of students with disabilities, you will click on the questions right here. Let me see, fingers crossed if they're going to open. You all know how things have been going in my life. All right, let's see. So take some time to answer the following questions. If you have trouble answering any of the questions, go back and review the perspectives and resources pages in the modules. Okay, so this is a Word document, so you can just type your answers, up right here. So this one has 4 or 5 questions. Do note that number 4 has A and B, and number 5 also has A and B. Okay, so that's for the family engagement one. And then, oh, see, look at that. Lorinda is still up. My girl, Lorinda. All right, and then let me show you this other one. So then if you choose RTI Part 1, you will go to these questions right here. Okay, fingers crossed again. Ha, look at that, y'all. Success. All right, so, well, not just kidding. Okay, so then if you choose RTI, you will, same thing, answer the following questions. And this one has 4 questions, okay? Just because it has 4 questions doesn't mean it's, easier or shorter than the other one. So again, just submit your assessment questions to one of those modules. Let me just show you really quickly. I'm going to click on this one, just to kind of give you a little road map. So this is what it looks like. The IRIS modules all look the same, which again, if you're new, just watch that video real quick. It'll tell you exactly what to do. This was created by the IRIS Center at Vanderbilt University, the Peabody Center, I think it's called, at Vanderbilt University in Tennessee. And they have so many resources. So, you can access the modules this way, right? If you prefer to go that way, it's the same thing down here. And then also at the bottom, it will say, somewhere, hold on. I think I have to get beyond the challenge. Hold on. Okay, so down here, you can also access everything this way. So however you choose to work through these modules, but just to show you, if I can move this, just to show you, so there are all these options up here, resources, PD options, articles and report. So if you want to, investigate and see what else is on here, there's some stuff about high leverage practices. Those of you who have taken classes with me, we've talked about high leverage practices, or HLPs. Those of you who have not, we will. There are films with portrayals of people with disabilities, children's books. There's IRIS resource locator. So let me just show you. There's all these resources, right? I'm not even kidding. This site is amazing. It's all free. It's all open access. You don't have to log in. You don't have to do anything. It's great. We're going to use some transition ones when some of you are stuck with me again for the fall. There's IEPs, if you have questions about behavior and classroom management. And again, I know Dr. Nixon, Dr. Murphy, and I all use a fair number of these, but just look at everything that's out here. It's amazing. So anyway, let's see. Hold on. I'm losing my arrow. So, again, you will choose one. Okay. So I'm just going on back to the family engagement. It tells you the title right here. All right. And then you'll kind of just start at number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and just kind of work through it. The assessment questions right here, number 5, those are the questions that you will submit, or you'll submit the answers to those questions. And I just made them into a Word document for you, right? What I just showed you, I just took out the picture just to save some space. So again, here's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, part A and B for number 4 and part A and B for number 5. So that's exactly what goes along with right here. Okay. It was just me trying to make it easier for you. So here's, again, you'll submit it as a Word document. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, parts A and B, parts A and B. All right. So that is every time. That is family engagement, the RTI part 1. I believe Dr. Murphy uses RTI part 3 for one of her courses. So this one's just kind of an overview, again, thinking about that triangle, or, that pyramid, I guess, that tier 1, kind of instruction for all. Tier 2, instruction for some, right? Kind of a smaller percentage as we're going up the pyramid. And then tier 3 is usually kind of thought of as instruction for 1 or maybe 2. A lot of students, if they are not successful with tier 3 interventions, then they might be referred for special education. So same thing in this module. Again, it tells you the title right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You notice they're set up exactly the same way for every module. And then the assessment questions here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, I just took out the photo to save space in the Word document. And then here are the questions that go along with the questions right here, or that are the questions right here. Okay. Again, this was just me, trying to make it easier for you all, putting it in a Word document. And that is pretty much it. Oh, I have to talk about the final. Oh, y'all, I forgot about that. So module G, you're going to choose one of the IRIS modules. And also, excuse me, I have a Kid Who or brief case study. Okay. And that is due again next Tuesday. And then the final exam is posted. I sent out an announcement yesterday. It is under the content tab. So if you click on that, it will be the top one. I will add this video. I'll call it assignments for module G and final exam recording. I'll add that right in between, but the final exam is the very top thing. Okay, so it's still worth 30 points, but you might notice that there are 33 questions. So we'll just consider, some of those questions as extra credit. You're welcome. And again, as I said in the announcement, you will need to, let's see, I think it's this one. You will need to, okay, so 33 multiple choice questions, 1 point each. Some of the questions have 5 answer choices. Some of them have 4. Doesn't matter, just the same old regular multiple choice. Still worth 30 points, but the other ones are just kind of extra credit. So you could potentially score 33, out of 30 points, and that will just be some extra credit for you. Okay, you have 90 minutes to complete the exam. You must submit it once you begin it. So, you can't go into it and say, oh, I don't feel like finishing this right now, and close it and leave and then come back. So of course, if you need to, run to use the restroom, or, your dog's barking or your kid's crying, just leave it open and go deal with that, because once you close it, it will submit. Okay, you have 1 attempt to complete and submit the exam. It will submit automatically once the 90 minutes are up. So don't dawdle. I think 90 minutes should be plenty of time for 33 questions. Don't dawdle, don't dilly-dally. And if you have not finished the exam, it will submit. So again, don't email me saying, oh, Blackboard submitted, it was Blackboard's fault. Oh, this is Blackboard's fault. No, it's not Blackboard's fault. It's my fault. I'm the one who set it up like that, right? It was my choice to only allow 1 attempt, because otherwise it gets out of control in terms of what comes in to me. And then it's due July 1st. So again, you have plenty of time. You have over a week to complete it, but I just know that there are a few people who were ready for it. So that's why I went ahead and posted it and, opened it and posted it. One more note, you'll be unable to see the exam after July 1st at 11:59 p.m. So you have time again to take it, but don't forget about it. It will disappear July 1st at midnight. Well, so July 1st at 11:59 and 59 seconds. So don't wait until, 11:47 on July 1st to take it, because it will submit magically, as I like to say, because that's what they say at Disney. Hello. So it will submit for you, whether you want it to or not. All right, but I think that's pretty much it. So again, module G due next Tuesday, and the final exam posted right here under the content tab. Once you are done, oh, remember you must complete all the assignments too for modules A through G before you can attempt the exam. I forgot to tell you all that. So finish all the assignments. Again, you have plenty of time. Module F is due Friday, Module G next Tuesday, final exam next Thursday. And I think that's it. Have a great rest of summer 1.